Okay, so let's continue yung ating pong discussion. Okay, so let's proceed dito sa atin pong business occupancy. So kanina ang pinag-usapan po natin ay yung tinatawag natin sir na mercantile. Na meron tayong tatlong classification na mercantile. Ano nga po yung mga classification nating mercantile natin? So unang-una, meron tayong tinatawag na Class A. Kailan po siya tatawagin bilang Class A? Yung sukat po ang pinagbabasihan natin. Ano nga po magiging sukat para tawagin po siya bilang Class A? Tatawagin po natin siya bilang Class A kapag ang sukat niya ay 2,788 square meters or more. But may mga pagkakataon po ba na kahit less than 200, kahit less than 2,788 square meters po yan? Yan po ay Class A pa rin? Yes. For as long as na ang bilang po ng floors or stories po ay 4. Okay, o mas mataas. Kasi sabi ko, more than 3. More than 3 means 4. Eh, paano po kapag Class B? Class B, 280 square meters at least, okay, or between 280 hanggang 2,786 square meters. Okay, na ang floor level niya lamang niya ay maximum 3. Kasi kapag apat yan, kahit 281 square meters lang yan, Class A pa rin yan. Ngayon, 278 or mas mababa, it will be classified as what? It will be classified as Class C. But always remember, dapat ang Class C o yung mga maliliit na occupancy o mga mercantile ay dapat nasa ground floor lang. Ground floor lamang po siya. Okay? Ngayon, okay sir, ang pag-uusapan po natin is yung business occupancy natin. Sabi nga po natin, ito yung mga BPO, mga call centers, yung mga offices of the lawyers, yan yung mga business occupancy po natin. Ngayon, ano yung mga general requirements po natin? Unang-una, we need to classify here kung anong klaseng hazard, whether it is ordinary or light hazard. The contents of business occupancies are generally classified as ordinary hazard in accordance with Division 4. Ordinary lamang siya. However, for the explicit purpose of designing an automatic fire suppression system, an office occupancy is classified specifically as light hazard only. For the purpose of what? If we're going to design okay, a office or occupancy na lalagyan natin ng automatic fire suppression system, light hazard occupancy po ang tawag natin dyan. Light hazard po yan. Okay? Ngayon, mga maminsir, yung occupant load po natin. So, yung occupant load factor po natin for business occupancy is 9.3 square meters. 9.3 square meters per person. For standard business spaces, okay, required exits are determined using a baseline of 1 person for 9.3 square meters of gross floor area. So, ibig sabihin, para malaman po natin yan, mga maminsir, okay, isukatin po natin yung kabuang floor area, then we're going to divide it to 9.3 square meters. Now, for concentrated use, katulad ng call center, IT centers, and BPO, the density increases significantly to 1 person for 4.6 square meters, requiring stricter adherence to egress requirements. Okay, so ibig sabihin, pwedeng mababa. Okay, mapababa from 9.3 maging 4.6. Okay, dyan sa mga lugar na yan, sa mga klase ng business na yan. Pero, mas magiging strict yung requirements natin sa egress. Okay, but general rule muna tandaan natin, 9.3. Pero sa mga call centers, BPOs, and IT centers, 4.6 square meters. Pero mas strict yung rule. Ngayon, pag-usapan po natin to. Alam na natin yan, ha? Okay, alam na kung paano computein. Binabanggit ko lang dito yung occupant load factor. Laging occupant load is equal to the total floor area divided by the what? Divided by the what we call, okay, the occupant load factor. Okay, next, mezzanines and subsidiary floors. Open air spaces, ano bang ibig sabihin po ng tinatawag po natin mga mag-insert na mezzanines? What does it mean? Pag sinabi po natin sir na okay, mezzanines, anong ibig sabihin po nito? Ang mezzanines po mga mag-insert, yan po ay hindi separate floor. Sabi dito, a mezzanine is an intermediate floor within a building that sits between the main floor and is typically open to the floor below. Okay? So mezzanine po ang tawag natin dyan. Hindi siya separate floor, but parte lamang siya ng isang floor. Katulad nga ng mga loft style natin. Di ba umaakyat pa kayo ng hagdan? Pero it doesn't mean na yung bahay nyo, yung room nyo, second floor na agad. Mezzanine lang ang tawag dun sa taas. Ngayon, sabi dito, open air spaces. If mezzanine, balcony, or subsidiary floor is open to the floor below through unprotected vertical opening, it impacts lower floors. makakaapekto daw po ito sa mga low, okay, sa nasa babang floor. Kung yaan ay hindi protected ng vertical opening. Okay? Ngayon, combined occupant load. The occupant load of this mezzanine level must be directly added to that of the street floor for the purpose of determining the required street floor exits. Anong ibig sabihin po nito? Simple lamang. Pagpalagay po natin yung atin pong okay, street floor, yung atin pong street floor, ang equivalent niya po, street floor, ang equivalent niya po is what? Is 45 square meters. Ngayon, naglagay tayo ng mezzanine. Yung mezzanine po natin, okay, yung mezzanine, ano po ang kanya pong sukat? Ang mezzanine po natin, ang sukat pagpalagay natin, 22 square meters. Kalahati mismo nung inyo pong total floor sa baba. Ngayon ang sabi dito, anong gagawin? Ipag-a-add mo lang po siya. Ipag-a-add. So, ibig sabihin, 45 plus 22. Okay, sir? It will be what? 67. Di ba? So, 67 square meters po ang magiging total po niya. Then, tsaka po natin malalaman yung tinatawag po natin, sir, na required exit. So, 67 divided by what? Kung ito po ay 9.3, i-divide mo lamang. Then, tsaka mo malalaman yung total exits. So, sabi naman natin, basta di ba, okay, kung 67, okay, square meters divided by 9.3, 9.3 square meters. What should be the best answer? Ano magiging sagot po natin? Ano magiging sagot? 67 divided by 9.3, 7.2 or 7 na lang. 7, ibig sabihin, sir, o ilan ang number of exits? Ilan? Ang number of exits kung 7, 1 to 500, 500 to 1 more than 1,000. Very good, sir. Okay, ibig sabihin, dalawa. So, yan ay for the purpose lamang. Eh, kung mas malalaki, so pwede pang, okay, mag-exceed po yan sa dalawa. Pero dahil 7, 1 to 500, o dalawa lang siya. Okay, that is the computation para malaman. O yung exit details natin. Ano-ano po ba yung mga permissible exit natin? Doors, enclosed stairs, passageway, okay, yung mga yan. Okay, pwede po natin gamitin yung mga ramps, horizontal exits. So, yung mga yan ay mga type of permissible exit, yung pinapayagan na klase ng exit na gamitin po natin. Okay, now, ano yung capacity of the means of egress? Sabi dito, the clear width of any corridor or passageway serving an occupant load of 50 or more must not be less than, katulad lang po kanina, kapag 50 or more, not less than 1.12 meters. Pero paano po kapag, okay, yung atin pong less than 50? Ano nga po? Less than 50? Less than 50 kung maaalala nyo kanina. Kapag 50 or more, not less than 1, okay, 0.12 meters. Kapag less than 50, it is 0.91 meters. Kapag less than 50. Okay, street floor exits. Street floor exits must possess sufficient capacity to handle the occupant load of the street floor itself, plus the required capacity of any stairs and ramps discharging through it. Ibig sabihin, sir, dapat daw po yung street floor exit po natin ay kaya daw po i-handle yung occupant load dun sa ground floor, plus i-add mo pa po yung dami ng tao na lalabas sa stair and ramps. Okay, para masabi natin, sir, na siya po is in accordance with the fire safety natin. Okay, pinag-a-add. Okay, now, sir, required number of exits, minimum quantities, o 2 separate exits, okay, which is remote from each other. Dalawa lang naman yan, yan lang naman yung susundin natin eh. And common path of travels, exit access is permitted to include a single path for a limited distance before splitting. Okay, ano nga po yung maximum distance natin? Maximum distance ka mag-common path of travel? Common path? Bago magkaroon po ng separation, 10 meters, di ba? O ganun din po dito. Kung ano yung pinag-usapan po natin kanina, ganun din po dito. Okay? So, sir, ano pa? O, single exit exception. Kung kanina, pwede tayong magkaroon ng single exit, okay, basta may exception, so dito meron din. Okay, kailan? Kung less than 100 person yung business. Yung kaya yung occupant load niya, less than 100 person. Sabi dito, direct discharge. A single exit is permitted if it discharge directly outside at the level of exit discharge. Ibig sabihin, same level. Same level. Okay, hindi ka galing sa taas na floor, galing ka sa same level. At less than 100 person ang occupant load. Travel limits, dapat yung distance kung nasaan ka sa loob ng opisina, papunta dun sa exit, 30 meters lang. Hindi pwedeng lumagpas ng 30 meters. Stair parameters. If stairs are needed, they cannot exceed 4,570 millimeters in height and must have complete enclosures. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kung kailangan natin yung stairs para makalabas, sir, dapat hindi daw po lalagpas yung taas nito ng 4,500 millimeters or 4.5 meters. Yun ang sabi niya. And dapat may separate enclosure or complete enclosure po yan. Okay? So that is single exit exception. Yan yung tatlong rule na kailangan o yan yung tatlong exception na pwedeng gawin or gamitin ang single exit. Pero general rule, laging dalawa. Laging dalawa. Okay? So sir, single exit exception kapag sprinklered naman. So kanina less than 100. Okay, ngayon is sprinklered. 3-story or less. Permitted if the floor load is under 30 people. Exits are enclosed and travel distance is maximum 30 meters. Sabi, exception number 1, pwede yan kung may sprinkler po yung building at 3 palapag lang ito or mas mababa. Basta yung floor load is under 30 people, yung occupant load sa isang floor, under 30 people. Okay? And yung tatakbuhin ay maximum 30 meters. Kapag mezzanine, allowed if the common path is maximum 23 meters. Yung common path of travel before separation is 23 meters or up to 30 meters if protected by an approved automatic sprinkler system. Kung approved. Okay, kung may sprinkler. Okay, single tenant spaces. A maximum of 2-story single tenant space can use 1 exit if fully sprinklered and maximum of 30 meters travel distance. May makikita kayo sa mga mall na sa mga business na kung saan 2 palapag ang kanilang ino-occupy. So pwede daw pong isang exit basta fully sprinklered and maximum of travel distance na 30 meters. Okay, maximum ng 30 meters po yan. Okay, so ito po yung atin pong general rule ulit, yung travel distance to exits. Sprinklered 61, non-sprinklered 46. Yan naman talaga ang general requirements natin. General requirements. Okay? Now, discharge from exit, exterior termination. Required exits must terminate directly to the street. Ibig sabihin, yung mga exit na gagamitin natin dito, dapat papunta talaga sa labas. Yun ang sabi. Okay, pangalawa, floor discharge. Exits may discharge inside if there is a free, unobstructed, and visible way to the exterior not more than 6 meters away. So ano ibig sabihin po natin? Floor discharge. Ibig sabihin from floor, pupunta ka sa another floor, it could be considered as discharge. For as long as unobstructed ito and visible yung way. Okay? Strict protection. Interior discharge floor must be fully sprinklered and separated from levels below by minimum of 2 or fire resistance construction. Anong ibig sabihin? Kung pinapayagan ang interior discharge, okay, ibig sabihin, sir, from one place to another within the building, lalabas ka sa isang parte ng building papunta sa another part, pwede po yan, basta fully sprinkled. Okay, yung interior discharge. Okay, so pwede po yan. Okay, next, ano pa? Exits and lighting. Sabi dito, emergency illumination requirements. Ano po yung requirements natin? Required in any building that is 2 or more stories in height above the level of exit discharge. Ibig sabihin, kung 2 story ang 2 palapag o mas mataas, so dapat po may emergency illumination requirements tayo. Maliwanag yung atin pong emergency signs. Okay, yung exit signs. Occupancy volume. Required if the building is subject to 50 or more occupants. Tsaka siya required. Kung 50 or more. Bawat palapag, hindi lahat. Bawat palapag. Subterranean. Mandatory for all underground and limited access structures. So sir, ano bang ibig sabihin po ng tinatawag natin, sir, na subterranean? Ang ibig sabihin ng subterranean, ibig sabihin, it refers to anything exists, occurring, or operating beneath the surface of the skin, beneath the surface of the earth Ibig sabihin, subterranean yan, yung mga underground, yun ang ibig sabihin po dyan. Okay? So, kailangan maliwanag din po. Okay? So, yan po ay para sa atin pong business occupancy. Business po yan na business occupancy. So, tandaan nyo lamang po dito, sir, general rule, ulitin natin. Okay, sir. Okay, ano po ang atin pong tinatawag, sir, na business? O yan po yung mga BPO companies, call center, IT office, okay, public attorney's office, yung mga yan ay mga business occupancy. Sorry, okay, business occupancy, yung mga lawyer's office, kasama po dyan. Computer shops, kasama po dyan. Okay, kasama po dyan. So, ibig sabihin, ano po ang ating pong occupant load dito? 9.3 per square meters. 9.3 square meters per person. Okay? At sir, ilan po ang exit natin? Dalawa po ulit. Minimum dalawa. Pero pwede bang isa? Pwede. Basta, sir, less than 100. At basta, sprinklered po yan. Kung hindi yan less than 100, hindi yan sprinklered, bawal ang isang exit. Dapat dalawa. So, yun ang tatandaan. O, pinakahuli, sir, industrial occupancy. Okay, sir. Ano bang ibig sabihin po na tinatawag natin na industrial, okay, occupancy? Ano pong ibig sabihin nan? Pag sinabi natin industrial occupancy, these are the facilities where goods are manufactured. Ibig sabihin, diyan po natin pinoproduce yung goods. Example, halimbawa, gumagawa tayo ng Yakult, gumagawa tayo ng Pancit Canton, gumagawa tayo ng chichirya. Yan yung mga ginagawa po natin. Or diyan po tayo is what? Diyan po tayo mga ma'am sir nagpo-produce ng mga bagay katulad ng alin, katulad ng mga okay, kanin, okay, katulad ng mga commercial laundries kasama diyan, okay, katulad ng alin tinatawag po natin sir na mga food processing, okay, so yung mga yan ay mga industrial occupancy. Okay, now sir, ano yung mga classification po or subclassification ng occupancy nito? So sabi dito, okay, general industrial, conducts ordinary and low hazard operations in conventional buildings suitable for various processes, includes multi-story structures with high density of employee population. Okay, yung mga general industrial occupancy, ito po yung mga klase ng mga building or industrial occupancy na low hazard yung operation at maraming tao ang nag-ooperate, maraming employee. Pangalawa, special purpose. Ordinary o low hazard pa rin siya, but with relatively low employee. General, maraming employee at low hazard. Special, low hazard pero mas lower ang employee count. Okay, or employee density. High hazard, facilities that utilize high hazard material or processes. Ibig sabihin, mga combustible material ang kanilang pinaprocess. Ano example? Mga power plants. Ang mga power plants kasi, tatandaan nyo po, okay, sir, yan ay high hazard. Open structures. Operations conducted in open air environments without walls such as oil refining and chemical processing platforms. O ibig sabihin, hindi sila enclosed, open sila nag-ooperate. Open structures po ang tawag natin dyan. Okay, mga open structures. Okay? Now, ano-ano po yan? Ano po yung kanyang occupant load factor? Still 9.3 square meters. Same to what? It is same to, okay, what we call business occupancy. Same to business occupancy. Okay? Now, standard calculation. Sabi dito, ibig sabihin, the total floor area divided by 9.3 square meters. Okay, gun lamang po ang kanya pong, computation. Occupant load, equals to total floor area, area, divided by what? 9.3 square meters. Kung, gagawin po natin yan, magbigay lang kayo ng floor area, i-divide nyo lang doon sa occupant load floor. Okay? Now, exception, special purpose on open structures. Use the maximum probable number of occupants. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, walang specific na occupant load factor kapag special purpose and open. Basta yung kayang i-accommodate ng lugar. Okay? Existing facilities. The city or municipal fire marshal may waive additional exit. Okay, requirements if current exit serves as the actual employee count. Ibig sabihin, mga ma'am sir, di ba meron tayong requirements sa atin pong bago na ganito dapat, not less than 2. So, pwede bang i-waive na, halimbawa, kailangan industrial kayo, kailangan 3. Pwede bang i-waive na gawin 2 na lang? Pwede. kung current exits serves the actual employee count. Kung tama lang naman yung bilang ng employee doon sa current exits. Okay, hindi pinagbabasihan yung floor area. Pwedeng mabawasan for purposes lamang po ng determining ng exits. For purposes lamang ng determining exits. Kasi baka mamaya sobrang laki ng floor area. Okay? Baka mamaya ang laki ng floor area, mga ma'am and sir, okay, then kokonti naman po yung inyo pong employee. O, di ba? Pwede namang mabawasan, pwedeng ma-waive po yan. Pwedeng ma-waive. Okay, now, ano-ano po yung mga permissible exits po natin? And ano po yung kanila pong specification? Katulad nung nakaraan, doors, stairs, horizontal exit, ramps, at slidescapes. Ano yung slidescapes? Yung parang kayo po is magpapaslide. O, yun yun. Kung kasaan kayo magpapaslide, yun yun. Okay, slidescapes, pwede po yan. Okay? Ngayon, mga mamin sir, dito, corridor capacity, ano yung specification niya? Ganun ulit. Sabi dito, ang corridor capacity nito, katulad ng mercantile, ay 1.12 meters. 1.12 meters. Okay, walang sinabi na bilang ng tao kasi kanina may sinabi na 1.12 meters yan kung 50 or more. Ngayon, 1.12 meters, walang sinabi kung 50 or more or less than 50. Okay, ilan ang minimum exits? Dalawa pa rin. Kasi yun yung general requirements. Yun yung general requirements. Okay? Now, sir, maximum travel distance. O ito, kagandahan kapag industrial. Okay, sabi daw po dito, ang maximum common path travel, yung say na dadaanan bago mag-separate. Example, halimbawa. Okay, example, yan. Example, ganito. Yan. Ibig sabihin po, mga ma'am and sir, ito po, ang tawag dito, common path. Yan yung tinatawag po natin, sir, na common path. Ang sabi po dito, the common path, mga ma'am and sir, is what? 30 meters, not exceeding. Okay, 30 meters not exceeding. So, yun ang ibig sabihin po niya. Now, dito, okay, yung travel distance, di ba nasanay tayo na 46 kapag non-sprinklered? Then, kapag sprinklered ay, okay, 61. Pero dito nababago. Sabi daw dito, kapag non-sprinklered, 61 na po siya instead of 46. Pero kapag sprinklered ay 76, add 15 po ulit. So, dito nyo lang i-apply yung travel distance na 61 kapag walang sprinklered at 76 kapag may sprinklered. Sa industrial lang. Yun lang ang tatandaan nyo. Industrial lang. Kasi kung hindi industrial lang, sa lahat ng occupancy na atin pong binanggit, 4661 lagi ang atin pong susundin. Yun ang tatandaan nyo po. Okay, industrial lang. Itatak sa isipan. Okay, pag industrial, without 61, with 76. Kapag other than industrial, sir, 46 without, 61 with sprinkler. Okay? So that is the travel distance. Okay? Now, sabi dito, single exit exception. Pwede po bang isa? Sabi, general requirements, dalawa. Pwede. For as long as, anong sabi po dito? Okay. A single exit is permitted for highly specific low occupancy room if all of the following conditions are met. Ibig sabihin, papayagan ang isang exit kung ito pong mga ito ay na-meet. Sir, ano po yan? Total capacity strictly less than 25 person. O pwede. Unang-una, less than 25, 24 pababa. Direct exit to that street or an outside open area at ground level. Ibig sabihin mga sir, dapat yung direct exit, yung gagamitin nating exit, papunta talaga agad sa labas, sa streets talaga. And yung total travel ay 15.5 meters, okay, simula sa kahit anong point ng isang industrial occupancy. And if stairs are required, vertical travel must not exceed 4.6 meters. Okay, hindi po dapat mag-exceed ng 4.6 meters yung vertical travel. Okay, kung gagamit ng stairs. Yan po ang atin pong tinatawag na single exit exception. Pwede kang gumamit ng isang exit lamang kung itong mga to ay namin. Una dyan, tingnan nyo muna yung occupant load. Kung less than 25, pwede. Pwede po. Okay, now discharge from exit. Pre and unobstructed, walang nakahara, Yun ang ibig sabihin nan. Then dapat 50% of exits may discharge through areas on the floor of exit discharge. Dapat yung street floor natin, 50% ng tao ang pwedeng makagamit nan, makalabas dyan. Pangalawa, discharge from exit, sprinkler protected. The discharge floor, okay, and any connecting access areas must be protected by automatic fire suppression system. Ibig sabihin, yung access, yung dadaanan natin papunta po dun sa exit door, dapat daw po may sprinkler. Ang sabi kapag industrial. And fire resistant po siya ng minimum 2 oras. Okay? Minimum. Ibig sabihin, yung corridor po natin, dapat yaan po ay resistant ng at least 2 oras. Okay, that is for discharge from exits. Okay? Now, signs and lighting requirements. Exit signage. Ganun lang ulit. Dapat clearly visible. Clearly visible. Okay, emergency illumination. Both standard exit lighting and emergency lighting system must be operational and complied with section 10.2.5.11. Anong sabi doon? Na kailangan daw po na yung atin pong emergency lighting is what? The emergency lighting must illuminate for at least or not less than 1.5 hours. Isang oras at kalahati na dapat siyang mag-i-illuminate. Okay? Yun ang requirement pagdating saan? Pagdating sa tinatawag po natin, sir, na industrial. So, same lang. Ang payo ko po sa inyo dito, pag-aralan nyo po muna yung general requirements. Then, tsaka nyo lang i-apply. Pero, karamihan naman po ng application ng general requirements, yung pinag-usapan po natin kahapon, yun lang din po ang ina-apply po dito. Yun lang ang ina-apply dito. Okay? So, yan yung mga klase or iba't ibang klase po ng tinatawag natin, sir, na occupancy. Iba't ibang klase. Okay. Paano, sir, kapag mixed occupancy? Ganito lang. Kapag mixed occupancy, kung ano ang mas strict na rules, yun ang pina-follow. Kung mas strict mercantile kesa kay residential, o dapat, sir, ang susundin natin mercantile. Kung mas strict si tinatawag natin, sir, na example, healthcare kesa kay education, kay health po tayo. So ganun po kapag mixed occupancy. Okay? So yan po ang inyo pong dapat tandaan. So ngayon, pag-usapan po natin yung isang topic na nagkamali talaga ako sa fire officer examination noong 2024. Okay, sir? Ano po ito? Wait lang ha. Mabilis lang po. Ano po? Nahanap ko lang po yung file. Okay? So ito po yung ating tinatawag, sir, na Rule 13. Okay, na dito po kumuha ng tanong ang civil service noong June 2024. Kaya ito po yung gusto ko pong pag-usapan. Paano po, sir, if ever magkaroon po ng violation ang mga building owner and building administrator? Paano pag nagkaroon ng violation? Di ba may mga kinukuha tayong FSEC, FSIC, may mga kinukuha po tayong ganyan. Paano kapag nagkaroon ng violation? Ganito, sabi po dito, general guidelines for administrative courses of action. Ano yung mga dapat gawin po natin bilang parte ng technical support ng atin pong BFP. Bilang mga fire safety enforcer. Tayo po yan. Sino-sino nga po yung fire safety enforcer? Si FSI, si plan evaluator, at saka si chief ng FSES. Ngayon, sabi dito, fines. Before a fine is imposed, the violator shall be informed of his or her violations and ordered to correct the same immediately. So ibig sabihin, bago daw po kayo isyuhan ng tinatawag po natin sir na fines, bago daw po mag-impose ng fine, ano po ang sabi? Kailangan po muna kayo na ma-inform ng kanyang violation at dapat nyo daw po itong itama agad-agad. Otherwise, kung hindi nyo po ito itatama, sir, tsaka po magkakaroon ng tinatawag po natin, sir, na imposition of fines. Pero sabi dito, at the expiration of the period to comply, the deficiency or deficiencies, a reinspection shall be conducted. So, ibig sabihin ganito pala. Kapag kayo ay na-issuehan ng notice of violation, kailangan nyo po agad itong i-comply. Ngayon, may specific na araw, okay, na kung saan binibigyan kayo ng number of period of days or period para ayusin. Ngayon, okay, after that period na ibinigay po sa inyo, magkakaroon ng reinspection to determine if nag-comply po kayo. If compliance is not affected, or if compliance does not conform to the required standard, the first violation is committed. So ganun po pala, lenient pa rin po pala ang atin pong batas. Anong ibig sabihin? Kung kayo ay nag-violate, i-inform ko kayo ng violation, dapat yung itama. Meron po bang time na dapat po kaming itama? Meron po bang period? Meron. At after na mag-lapse yung period na yun, sir, magkakaroon ng reinspection. Kung hindi nyo ito itinama, tsaka lang kayo mabibigyan ng fine. Tsaka lang ire-record ang first violation. Ngayon, pag may first violation, mag-i-issue po ulit ng notice to comply. Kung hindi pa rin, another violation po ulit. So, ulit-ulit yan hanggat i-comply nyo. Kung hindi nyo i-comply, dyan po magkakaroon ng tinatawag natin, sir, na administrative fine shall be imposed for every violation na. First, second, third, every violation, basta hindi mo yan kino-comply, violation ng violation po yan. Ngayon, abatement. Anong ibig sabihin ng abatement? It is any act that would remove, okay, fire hazard. Okay? So yan yung ito yung mga dapat yung gawin. Okay, sabi dito, all fire hazard shall be abated immediately. Agad-agad daw po tanggalin yung fire hazard. Abatement is any act that would remove or neutralize fire hazard, such as is specified in the notice to comply. Ano-ano po yung mga example? Okay, sabi daw dito, okay, abatement, lahat ng act na gagawin nyo, okay, na nakaspecify sa notice to comply. Example, bumili ka ng fire extinguisher, abatement yan. Ayusin mo ang inyo pong, okay, maglagay ka, ayusin ang inyong sprinkler, i-maintain nyo yan, abatement yan. Okay, now ano-ano po yung mga abatement? Removal of the source of ignition. Example, halimbawa, tinatanggal mo po yung alin, yung mga bagay na pwedeng masunog. Okay, ano pa? Rearranging or adjusting articles within the minimum clearance or dimension. Maayusin po natin, sir, yung mga clearances, katulad po ng door natin, katulad ng corridor, katulad ng stairs. Pwede yan, abatement po yan. Reduction in the amount or quantity of flammable or combustible and or hazardous materials. Ibig sabihin po nito, yung pagtanggal ng dami ng mga flammable materials na nasa building, okay, or establishment. Pang-apat, changes in procedure in the conduct of hazardous operation. Okay, pagbabago, kung may maling procedure sa inyo, binabago nyo, abatement pa rin yan. Construction to limit and control the spread of fire and smoke. Ibig sabihin, kapag nagko-construct ka ng mga bagay para ilimit ang pagkalat ng sunog, tawag natin dyan is abatement. Okay, example, okay, gumamit ka na talaga ng mga non-combustible material sa fire barrier mo. Naglalagay ka na ng fire barrier. Abatement yan. Installation of fire protective and or warning system. Okay, an example, paglalagay nyo po ng mga fire alarm system, remodeling, repairing, strengthening, reconstructing, removal, and demolition, either partial or total of the building structure. Anong ibig sabihin? Yung pagbabago nyo po ng mga building nyo, yung okay, subject ito sa demolition para mas maging safe siya. Okay, para pumasok sa fire safety standard, abatement yan. Where there is inaction on the part of violator, abatement may be made summarily by the BFP if this is the only recourse to remove the eminent danger. So, ibig sabihin na sinasabi lang dito, mga ma'am sir, kung yung atin pong violator ay talagang walang ginawa, pwede po bang si BFP, siya na po mismo ang mag-remove ng fire hazard o siya na mismo mag-practice ng abatement? Pwede. Kung siya lang po mismo, okay, kung yan lang talaga yung recourse, okay, to remove fire hazard. Example, halimbawa sa mga abandonadong bahay, fire hazard may mga nakalagay. Pwede po bang si BFP na lang po ang mag-conduct ng abatement kasi nga wala nga pong nakatira dun sa bahay? Pwede. Pwede po nilang gawin yan. Okay? Now, sir, closure. Closure of the building shall be resorted to the BFP when the offender fails to comply with the abatement order or when the deficiency constitute a clear and eminent danger to life and property. Ibig sabihin, ganito lang siya. Nag-issue ng abatement order. Hindi nyo po kinomply. Ano po ang mangyayari? Okay, sir, ipapasara po yung building nyo. Or, halimbawa, may eminent danger talaga sa life and property. Halimbawa, pwedeng gumuho, pwedeng magkaroon ng sunog, hindi mo ina-actionan, pwedeng ipasara po yung building nyo. Ngayon, fixing of fines. Magkano ang fines? Yun ang tanong. Magkano babayaran nyo kung naging strict ang implementation ng batas na to? Ang sabi, when the violation carries an administrative fine which has a rate per unit volume. Ano ibig sabihin administrative fine? Simple lamang po. Dito, hindi naman po kayo makukulong. Hindi makukulong kasi sabi, fines lang ang babayaran nyo. Okay, has a rate per unit volume. Weight or unit, the fine shall be computed multiplying the weight or volume or unit by the rate. Minumultiply. Okay, yung administrative fine. Per unit yun per weight po. Per weight or unit. Where the violation carries a fine with certain range, for example, 25,000 to 37,500, the fine increases with the number of times a violation of the same provision is committed. Okay, sir, ano example po nan? Okay, simple lamang. Kung may specific na amount na nakalagay sa batas sa Republic Act 9514 at hindi nyo po ito kinomply, yung notice to comply nyo, yung notice to correct violation, paulit-ulit na hindi kayo nag-comply, sir, tataas ng tataas ang inyo pong violation. Okay? Hanggang umabot yan sa 37,500. Example, 25K lang sa unang violation. Hindi mo kinumply, naging 30K. Okay, hindi mo ulit kinumply, naging 37, maximum na. Ganun siya, tumataas siya. Okay? So sabi dito, first violation, notice to correct violation, the fine shall be minimum amount in the range. Example, 25, minimum. Second violation, abatement order. The fine shall be the maximum amount in the range. O sir, second violation, abatement order, hindi mo sinunod, sir, 37,500 na yan. When two or more offenses are committed, the same procedures in paragraph A.1 and paragraph A.2 shall be followed. So, ibig sabihin, ita-times yung fine dun sa volume or weight, then i-add pa po yung paragraph A.2. Pero sabi, hindi daw po dapat mag-exceed ng 50,000, maximum 50,000. Okay? So, para maging fix lang yung fines po natin, para lang maging fix yung fines natin. Ngayon, failure to pay fine. Sabi, una, kayo po is what? Kayo po, babayad lang. Pero paano kapag hindi nyo binayaran pa rin, talagang matigas ang ulo nyo? Sabi dito, failure on the part of the violator to pay the administrative fine within the period fixed in the notice shall constitute a ground for the issuance of closure order o for the building or the portion thereof. Ibig sabihin, yan, tsaka po pwedeng ipasara kung hindi nyo binayaran ang inyo pong fine. Okay, pag-usapan natin yan, pero yan po yung general ng Rule 13. Jurisdiction. Abatement, administrative fines, closure of the building, and assessment and declaration of public nuisance shall be imposed by the city or municipal fire marshal having jurisdiction. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, sa bawat bayan may kanya-kanya po tayong mga na mga fire marshal. So, ibig sabihin, kung kami po ay taga Lucena, so it means to say, may fire marshal po kami sa Lucena, siya po yung may jurisdiction sa lahat po ng establishment here in Lucena. Okay, ngayon ano yung general procedure? Sabi dito, when the inspection report submitted by the fire safety inspector indicates a violation of Republic Act 9514 and its IRR or revised IRR, thus the fire marshal having jurisdiction should immediately issue notice to comply, within which compliance shall be effected within the period provided under Section 13. Such notice shall include, among others, a citation of the specific provision, ng Republic Act 9514, okay, and its revised implementing rules and regulation, okay, violated, and the specific action correction that should be complied for a period not exceeding 15 days. The original copy of notice shall be served upon the person responsible not exceeding 3 days from its issuance. Anong ibig sabihin po nito? Simple lamang, ganito lang siya. If si FSI ay nag-inspect at nagkaroon po ng notice of violation, magpapasa yan ng report. Magpapasa naman po ng report. Kung may violation, magpapasa ng report. Anong tawag sa report? FSIR, Fire Safety Inspection Report. Ngayon, kanina ipapasa kay Chief of EPSES. Si Chief of EPSES, i-recommend naman po or i-inform po si Fire Marshal. Si Fire Marshal naman po, ganito po siya. Para lang mas madali si city or municipal, city or municipal Fire Marshal, siya po ang mag-i-issue ng tinatawag natin, sir, na notice to comply. Notice to comply. I-issue niya po yan. Ngayon, mga ma'am and sir, okay, such notice should include, okay, among others. Okay, ano-ano po yung mga inclusion po ng notice? A citation of the specific provision. Kailangan ma-inform ka tama o anong specific na provision ng Republic Act 9514 ang inyo pong na-violate. Anong specific provision? At yung specific action na dapat nyong gawin. Na dapat po yan ay magawa not 15 days, not exceeding 15 days. That should be complied for a period of not exceeding 15 days. Ibig sabihin, from notice to comply, kanino? Kay owner. Si owner, mga ma'am and sir, kailangan niya pong alin? Kailangan niya pong mag-comply. Comply, okay, or not. Ng ilang araw? 15 days. Okay, 15 days. Ganun lang siya. FSI to Fire Marshal to owner. And yung owner kailangan mag-comply. After the lapse of the prescribed period to comply, a re-inspection shall be conducted when the after inspection report submitted by the FSI indicates non-compliance of the notice, the city or municipal fire marshal having jurisdiction shall impose the following. Ano ibig sabihin? O binigyan ka ng 15 araw, magkakaroon po ulit ng inspection. Inspection ulit. At magpapasa po ng inspection report, after inspection report or AIR. Kanino ipapasa yan? Kay Fire Marshal, City or Municipal Fire Marshal. Then tsaka po magkakaroon po ng tinatawag natin, sir, na alin? Tsaka magkakaroon, itong mga bagay na ito ay gagawin. Pero ganan siya. Ganan ang kanyang workflow. Ganan ang flow kapag may violation. FSI, mag-inspect, may violation, submit ng report, si City o Municipal Fire Marshal, issuean ng notice to comply, kanino ipapadala yan? Kay owner. Si owner, pwedeng mag-comply o hindi sa loob ng ilang araw para mag-comply. 15, kung hindi after the lapse of 15 days, si FSI magkakandak ng inspection ulit, magpapasa ng AIR. Ano yung AIR? After inspection report kanino? Kay City or Municipal Fire Marshal. Kung may violation pa din, then ito ang gagawin. Number 1, anong gagawin? Put up a sign in front of the building or structure that it is a fire hazard. Specifically, the notice shall bear the words. Anong makikita nyo? Warning, this building or structure is a fire hazard. Kung meron man ditong criminologist, tinanong yan sa board exam 2025, ano yung ilalagay kapag hindi nag-comply? Yan ang sagot. Yan ang sagot. Okay, ganun pa. Okay, kumukuha din po ng tanong. Okay, ang atin pong examiner sa criminologist board exam dito sa revised fire code, which shall remain posted until such time that the owner, administrator, occupant, or other person responsible for the condition of the building, structure, and their premises or facilities correct the same. Now, anong ibig sabihin na hindi ito pwedeng tanggalin? Sir, paano kapag tinanggal ng atin pong building owner or building administrator? Ang tanong, meron po bang panibagong violation? Yes. Saan? Sa Section 8 o Rule 8. Bakit? Removing or tampering yung mga seal posted by the Fire Bureau is a prohibited act. Kaya kapag na-declare po yung lugar nyo, guess what? Na-declare po yan na fire hazard, huwag nyong tatanggalin yung nilagay ng BFP. Bakit? Kaso po ulit yan sa inyo. Okay? Now, hanggang kailan? Hanggat hindi nagko-comply. Pero may exception, sabi dito, but such period shall not exceed 15 days. Basta hindi nagko-comply, okay sir, hindi tatanggalin. Pero dapat hindi yan lalagpas ng 15 araw. Okay? Number 2, kung hindi nag-comply, pwedeng alin? Pwedeng mag-impose ng administrative fine. Pwedeng gawin yan. Okay, kung hindi mo man i-issuean ng ganyang warning, hindi ka maglalagay na gusto mong fine, o pwede. Pangatlo, issue the notice to correct violation. The said notice shall include, among others, a citation of the specific provision kung anong na-violate. Okay, kanina, notice to comply lang ang in-issue. Ngayon, dahil hindi ka nag-comply dun sa notice na pinadala, ngayon, notice to correct na. Maalin lang sa tatlo ang pwede mong gawin dito, ha? Maalin. Kung after ng reinspection, hindi pa rin nag-comply. Okay? O, letter C. After the lapse of prescribed period to comply, provided for under na notice to correct violation, ilang araw ba yan? 15 days. A reinspection shall be conducted. When the reinspection report submitted by the FSI indicates non-compliance of the order contained in the notice to correct violation, the city or municipal fire marshal, what? Anong gagawin? Simple lang. O, kanina ang inisyo mo, notice to comply. Hindi nag-comply, mga ma'am and sir. Ginawa mo maalin sa tatlong ito. Pwedeng ito, maglagay ka ng warning sa building. Pwedeng ito, number 2, mag-impose ng fines. Pwedeng ito, mag-issue ng notice to correct violation. Ngayon, nung natanggap niya yung notice to correct violation, meron siyang 15 araw para mag-comply. Ang sabi ng letter C, okay, after that 15 days, simula nung inisyo mo, yung notice to correct violation, hindi na notice to comply, notice to correct violation na. Sir, binigyan ng 15 araw, hindi pa rin nag-comply. Ano ulit ang pwede mong gawin? Number 1, continue nyo yung posting ng warning. Okay? Now, gaano katagal? Sabi po dito, not exceeding ulit ng 15 days. Not exceeding ulit ng 15 days. Ngayon, ano pang pwede mong gawin? Pangalawa, pwede ka ulit mag-impose ng fine. Sabi natin kanina, di ba, general rule, kapag pangalawa na po yan, sir, okay, maximum na po siya. Okay, kung 37,500, o yun ang i-impose sa'yo. Pangatlo, issue abatement order kung masyado pa ring mabait. Kung masyado pa ring mabait. Sir, o ngayon, hindi pa rin kinomply yung notice of abatement order o yung abatement order. Ano po mangyayari? Natanggap yung abatement order, binigyan ka ulit ng 15 days para alin, mag-comply. Sabi dito, administrator or occupant of the building structure and their premises or facilities for a period, okay, of not exceeding 15 days. O, not exceeding 15 days. O sir, ano po nangyari dito? After that 15 days, simula nung na-issue yung abatement order, hindi ka na naman po nag-comply. Anong mangyayari? Yan. Continuous po ulit. Continuous. Continuous ulit. Sir, gaano katagal? Which shall remain posted until such time that the owner, administrator, occupant, or other persons responsible for the condition of the building, structure, and their premises or facilities abate the same. Anong ibig sabihin nan? Okay, ibig sabihin, wala nang specific na araw dito. Wala nang specific na araw dito. Dito, ang sabi, okay, for as long as hindi kino-comply, hindi tatanggalin. Yun ang ibig sabihin nan. Implement closure order. Tsaka, i-implement na kayo po ay ipisar. Anong ibig sabihin nan? Sabi dito, implement closure order after it serves to the owner, responsible person in the building or establishment. Copy of the order shall be sent to the Office of the Mayors and Business Permit, okay, or BPLO for the revocation of business permit, okay, any existing FSIC shall be removed. So, ibig sabihin, pwede ka nang ipasara, kapag abatement order at hindi mo pa rin kinomply. Okay? Now, sir, okay, balikan natin balikan natin. Babalikan. Sir, example, si Kuya JD may building. May building. Ako nag-inspect ng building ni Kuya JD. Si Kuya JD may mga violations under revised fire code. Okay, sir, ako yung FSI. Magpapasa ako ng report kay city or municipal fire marshal. Dahil si Kuya JD ay may violation, first time pa lang, una pa lang, na nakita yung violation, anong klaseng notice ang i-issue kay Kuya JD? Anong klaseng notice? O una pa lang, anong klaseng notice ang i-issue? Una pa lang, A pa lang, anong klaseng notice? Anong klaseng notice? Ayun o, nakalagay o, naka-close and open parenthesis, notice to comply. Okay? Merong ilang araw si Kuya JD para mag-comply dun sa notice na ipinadala ni City or Municipal Fire Marshal. Meron siyang 15 days. Ngayon, after ng 15 araw, simula nung natanggap ni Kuya JD, yung notice to comply, hindi siya nag-comply, ano mangyayari? Maglalagay ng warning sign. Pwede ka na, Kuya JD, na imposan ng administrative fine. Or kung mabait pa ako, pwede ngayon akong mag-issue ng notice to correct violation. Kung yan ang inisyo ko, mga ma'am and sir, bibigyan ka ulit ng ilang araw para mag-comply, Kuya JD? 15 araw po ulit. Ngayon, paano kapag hindi mo kinumply? 15 araw after nan, magkakaroon ulit ng reinspection, magpapasa ulit ng report si City or Municipal Fire Marshal. Anong pwedeng gawin kapag hindi mo kinumply? Okay, yung notice to correct violation. Sabi dito, pwedeng continuous for another 15 days, pwedeng mag-fine po ulit, okay, tataas ang fine, or pwedeng mag-issue ka na ulit, pwedeng mag-issue si City of Municipal Fire Marshal ng abatement order. Okay, na gaano katagal dapat i-comply? 15 days ulit. Paano kapag hindi pa rin po kinumply yung abatement order? Permanent, pwedeng maging permanent, wala nang specific date yung warning. Or pwedeng ipasara na yung building mismo ni Kuya JB. Yun ang mangyayari. Kaya, notice to comply, kung hindi mag-comply, notice to correct violation, kung hindi pa rin mag-comply, okay, abatement order. Kung hindi pa rin mag-comply, close na yan, building mo. Ganun lang siya kanali. Okay? Ngayon, ano sabi dito? Ano sabi? During reinspection under paragraph B and C of this section, if initial compliance is effected by the owner, the NTCB or the abatement order, the notice to comply violation or the abatement order may not be issued. Okay? So during inspection na pwedeng hindi issued. In lieu thereof, the owner may be allowed to execute an affidavit of undertaking, specifically containing among others the period of completion of work, which shall not exceed for a period of 6 months. Anong ibig sabihin po nito? Kung si Kuya JD ay mayroong violation, hindi niya na-comply yung notice to hindi niya na-comply within 15 days, yung notice to comply, pwede ko naman siyang hindi issuehan ng notice to correct violation eh. 'Di ba sabi natin, kung hindi na-comply yung hindi po na-comply yung notice to comply within 15 days, dapat NTCB na. Kung hindi pa rin na-comply yung NTCB, abatement order na. Pero pwede bang hindi siya ma-issuehanan? Pwede. Basta si Kuya JD ay mag-e-execute ng affidavit of undertaking. Nakalagay po dapat doon kung gaano katagal niya dapat makumpleto. Pero dapat hindi daw po lalagpas ng 6 na buwan. Okay, magpapasok ka sa agreement, Kuya JD. Magkakaroon ng undertaking. However, after determination of the fire marshal concerned, if a longer period is required for its completion, it may be extended for another duration, not exceeding 6 months. Ibig sabihin, maximum ilang buwan na pwedeng i-comply. Kung ako yung fire marshal, ay parang hindi mo kaya to ng 6 months, o gawin natin 1 taon, pwede siyang i-extend for another 6 months. Okay? Now, anong nakalagay sa affidavit ni Kuya JD? Duly executed, notarized contract of works, entered into by building establishment and contractor. Ibig sabihin, kung si Kuya JD may violation, pwedeng hindi issue ng NTCB or abatement order for as long as, mag-execute ka affidavit of undertaking. Ano nakalagay dyan? Nakalagay dyan kung gaano katagal bago makomply, dapat makomply, pero hindi daw kulalagpas ng 6 na buwan, pero pwedeng mag-extend. Ano pa nakalagay? Yung notarized kontrata nyo ng inyong contractor na gagawin talaga. Duly signed and sealed proposed plans. Yung mga plan, specification, and bill of materials and labor. Kasama yan. Authority to execute affidavit of undertaking in case of corporation or association. The city or municipal fire marshal having jurisdiction may approve or disapprove the affidavit of undertaking. O pwede ko po palang tanggihan yan. Pwede ko po pala, sabi ni Kuya JD, Sir, mag-execute na lang po ako ng affidavit of undertaking. Hindi ako naniniwala sa'yo. Pwede ko po palang gawin yun. Okay? So, tandaan na, failure to comply within the period specified in the affidavit of undertaking shall be a ground for the issuance of closure order. Ibig sabihin, kung si Kuya JD nakiusap sa akin, pumasok kami sa affidavit of undertaking, nagkaroon ng affidavit of undertaking, hindi niya pa rin na-comply within that 6 months at naniniwala kung kayang i-comply na 6 months, agad, closure na po agad yan. May imposition pa ng fine. Okay? Now, letter F. In cases where the building or owner or administrator refuses or disallows the conduct of fire safety inspection, the FSI shall indicate in the after inspection report the fact that he or she is not allowed to inspect and submit the same to the chief FSS. Okay, hindi ba siya makapag-submit ng AIR sa chief FSS, the city or municipal fire marshal having jurisdiction shall notify the owner or administrator through a letter sent through registered mail, stating therein that 10 days after receipt thereof, an actual inspection shall be conducted under a new inspection order. So, ibig sabihin, kung si Kuya JD, sabi ko, Kuya JD, inspect ako sa building mo. Sabi niya, sir, hindi pwede. Okay, ganun ba? O sige, gagawa ko ng report. Papasa ko kay Chief FSS. Anong gagawin naman? Si Chief FSS, ire-recommend po yung report kanino? Kay Fire Marshal. Si Fire Marshal, anong gagawin? Magpapadala ng letter. Kanino? Kay Kuya JD. Na, okay, ini-inform si Kuya JD na after ng 10 araw, simula nung natanggap niya yung letter, sir, may magkakandak po ng inspection sa kanyang building. Refusal to the building of the building owner or administrator to be inspected under new inspection order. Tumanggi pa rin si Kuya JD. Shall cause the city or fire marshal having jurisdiction to send a letter to the business processing and licensing office recommending the immediate revocation. Ibig sabihin, sir, re-revocate na po ang inyo pong business permit. Yan po ang mangyayari ngayon. Okay? Kung hindi ka pa rin, tumanggi ka pa rin, hindi mo pa rin pinapasok si FSI. Okay? Now, public nuisance. O, kailan po siya makukonsider as public nuisance? O, yung delikado sa publiko. Okay? O, any building or structure assessed as a fire trap on account of the gravity or culpability of the violation or is causes clear and present imminent danger to adjoining establishment and habitation shall be declared as public nuisance by the city or municipal fire marshal having jurisdiction. Clear and present imminent danger shall mean absence of secondary exit or if at least 5 of the following fire safety violations are committed. So sir, kailan i-declare ka as public nuisance? Wala kang secondary exit or merong at least 5. Okay, ano po yan? Insufficient exit width. Sir, kung ang requirement ay 710 o 0.71 meters, mas mababa yung iyo o sa mga stair natin 915 millimeters, mas mababa yung sayo. Sir, una, violation. Una, 1 point ka na. Absence of fire resistive enclosure for main and secondary exits. So sir, walang fire resistive enclosure. Pangatlo, swinging of exit door against the flow of travel. Sabi natin, general rule, exit travel. Okay, pangatlo. Pang-apat, obstructed or padlock fire exit, public nuisance, 4 points. Pang-5, absence of firewall. Wala pa rin firewall. Pang-6, absence or defective fire alarm and smoke detection system. Okay? And also, mga ma'am and sir, absence of stand pipe system. So, ibig sabihin, kung dito, mga ma'am and sir, at least 5 ang nakita mo sa mga to. At least 5 ang nakita mo sa mga yan, sir, i-declare ka na po bilang isang public nuisance. Okay? I-declare na siya bilang isang public nuisance. Basta at least 5. Tsaka ka i-declare. Okay? Tsaka i-declare. Okay, next. Ano pa? Procedures. A notice of declaration as a public nuisance, kung may at least 5, procedures. A notice of declaration as public nuisance shall be issued by the fire marshal having jurisdiction within 24 hours upon assessment to the owner, administrator, occupant, or other person responsible for the condition of the building. Structure and their premises or facilities. The notice shall contain the grounds, relied upon in declaring the same as public nuisance. Ibig sabihin, kung i-declare po yan bilang public nuisance, meron po kaming 24 hours. Okay? After our assessment. And nakalagay din po doon, i-inform kayo naman namin ng note, ng okay, mga grounds kung bakit i-declare po yan. Okay, pangalawa, upon receipt of the notice, the owner, administrator, occupants, or other person responsible for the condition of the building or structure and their premises or facilities shall cause immediate abatement of the hazard therein specified within periods. Okay, within the following periods. Ibig sabihin, notice of declaration as public nuisance shall be issued by fire marshal within 24 hours after assessment. Okay? Ngayon, kung natanggap niya po yung notice po na yan, ano po ang mangyayari? Kailangan niya pong magkaroon ng immediate abatement. Tanggalin niya yung mga hazard na yan within specific periods. Ilang araw? Yun ang tanong dyan eh. Ano yung period? Sabi dito, if the assessed value of the nuisance or the amount to be spent in abating the same is not more than 100,000 pesos, the owner, administrator, or occupant thereof shall be within 15 days from receipt of order. Basta hindi lalagpas ng 100,000, 15 days ang binibigay sa inyo. Bago kayo paskilan na yan ay fire trap. Okay, pangalawa, kung lalagpas ng 100,000, sir, 30 days ang binibigay sa inyo. Okay? Now, failure to comply, number 3, failure to comply within 5 days from receipt of the notice shall cause the city or municipal fire marshal to put up a sign in front of the building structure. Ibig sabihin, nung nalaman nila after ng assessment, 24 hours, ino-notify ka. Ino-notify si Kuya JD. Then, si Kuya JD dapat po agad-agad, mga mister, nung natanggap niya, sir, magkaroon po agad ng immediate abatement. Ilang araw? Kung less than 100,000, 15. More than 100,000, 30 days. Ngayon, paano kapag hindi niya po ito kinomply? Sabi dito, failure to comply within 5 days from the receipt of the notice shall cause the fire marshal to put up a sign in front of the building structure at the near near the entrance of such premises, notifying the public that such building or structure is a fire trap. Yan. Nakalagay na dyan. Be a caution. This building is fire trap. Nakalagay na po dyan. Sir, gaano katagal po yan nakalagay? Sabi dito, which shall remain posted until the owner, administrator, or occupants of the building premises abate the same within the specific period. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ganito lang yan. Kung si Kuya JD natanggap niya yung order, yung notice, sa loob ng 15 araw, wala siyang ginagawa, tsaka po kami maglalagay ng notice. Okay? Hanggang kailan ng notice? Hanggat hindi ina-abate ni Kuya JD yung nuisance within the specific days, kung 15 or 30 days. Okay? Now, sabi dito, after the lapse of the said period without the hazard being abated, closure shall be issued. O, tsaka kay papasara, Kuya JD, yung building mo. Hindi mo kinomply eh. Hindi mo kinomply. Failure of the owner, administrator, occupant, or other person responsible for the condition of the building structure, facilities, and their premises, which are vital to the public, to abate the same shall constrain the BFP to employ all corrective measures to abate hazards, which shall include but not limited to remodeling, repairing, strengthening, and reconstructing, removal, and demolition, either partial or total. Anong ibig sabihin po na? Kung hindi pa rin po i-comply ni Kuya JD, failure of the owner to comply, at since pwedeng maka-apekto yan po sa mga tao, safety ng mga tao, life ng mga tao, so pwedeng si BFP na po mismo ang mag-correct nung violation. Okay, pwedeng mag-correct ng violation. Pero ang pinakamasama po nan, mga ma'am and sir, is what? Is i-demolish po yung inyo pong bahay. Yun ang pinakamasama, yung building. I-demolish yung building. Okay? So, sir, ang tanong, gaano katagal period for correcting violations? Kasi may period po yan. May period po yan. O ilan? Itong tatandaan na 24-hour period. Ito yung mali ako kasi hindi ko alam kung kailan po i-comply. Tinanong yan. 24-hour period. Obstructing or blocking the exit ways. 24-hour dapat maayos na po yan. Okay? Prevention, interference, or obstruction of any operation of the BFP. Okay? O the authorized fire brigades. Dapat maayos na po yan. Kung pine-prevent o ino-obstruct yung kahit anong operation ng BFP, tanggalin mo yung mga bagay na yun nakakapag-obstruct ng operation ng BFP. Obstructing designated fire lanes. Pwede mo naman tanggalin yung mga bagay dyan o kay sasakyan mo eh. Overcrowding or admission of person. So, ibig sabihin, kung overcrowding yan, tanggalin mo. Within 24 hours, kailangan bumaba ang bilang na. Kung sobra-sobra yan within 24 hours, ayan. Okay, tsaka po talaga magkakaroon po ng issuance. Okay? Tsaka po talaga pwedeng paskilan niya ng fire truck. Okay, ano pa? Locking fire exits kasi madaling gawin. Okay, madali namang tanggalin yung lock na yan. Prevention obstruction of the automatic closure of fire doors or smoke partition. Okay, use of fire protective or firefighting equipment of the fire service other than firefighting except in other emergency. O gumagamit ka, okay, na hindi naman dapat gamitin. Giving a false or malicious fire alarm 24 hours. Smoking in prohibited areas. Removing, destroying, or tampering. Use of jumpers. Okay, and failure to observe fire safety precautions. So, ibig sabihin, yung mga bagay po na ito, okay, tandaan nyo lang, yung mga madadaling gawin, may common sense naman po kayo, tama? May common sense naman kayo, yung mga madadaling gawin, tandaan nyo, isang araw okay na yan. Isang araw okay na yan. Basta alam nyo na madaling gawin, kayang gawin ng isang araw, okay na po yan. Okay? Ngayon, sir, paano kapag 3 days? Ano yung mga bagay na dapat gawin? Constructing gate, entrance, and walkways to building, components, and yards, which obstruct the orderly and easy passage of vehicles and equipment. Ibig sabihin, nagko-construct ka. Sir, madali po ba tibagin yan? Madali po ba tanggalin? Hindi Kaya 3 araw ang ibibigay. Abandonment or leaving a building or structure by the occupant without appropriate safety measure. Abandonment. Sir, sorry po, kasi nakalimutan ko po yung safety measure ilagay. Pero uuwi po ako mga ma'am and sir. Okay, 2 araw, makalipas 2 araw. Pwede pa po ba? Pasok pa po ba? Ay, pasok pa po kasi 3 araw. Pwede, di ba? Okay. Failure to submit the copy of the fire insurance policy. Kasi ilang araw nga binibigay sa inyo para magpasa ng fire insurance policy? 10 araw, within 10 days. Within 10. Failure to observe the fire safety precaution of the following. High-filed or widely spread combustible stock, o may mga sama-sama na mga combustible material dyan, corrosive liquids, oxidizing materials, okay, mga nakastored po yan, nakalagay, matches in commercial quantities, more than 60 watchman's gross. Okay, ibig sabihin yung mga, okay, atin po mga posporo, combustible waste materials for recycling or resale, mga bagay na mabilis masunog, water disposal of combustible materials, okay, pressurized or forced drop burning equipment, okay, or motion picture projection using electrical lamp, and what? Other violations similar to or the same nature as any of the above. So, ibig sabihin dito, ipamiliarize nyo lang. Ano ba yung medyo mahirap na tingin nyo hindi naman kayang tapusin sa loob ng isang araw? Ito po yung mga yan. Okay, ito yung mga yan. Ano pa? 7 days. Failure to provide the fire safety precautions of the following. Combustible fibers. Cellular materials such as foam rubber, sponge rubber, and plastic foam. Okay? Mineral, okay, vegetable or animal oils and other derivative byproducts. Okay, other violations, okay, similar to or of the same nature as any of the above, but not included in this listing shall likewise be allocated the same period. So, ibig sabihin, itong mga to, unti na lamang. Failure to provide the fire safety precaution, o kung may mga combustible materials kayo, wala namang problema Pero dapat makapagbigay kayo ng fire safety precaution kung may mga bagay kayong ganyan sa building mo. Within 10 days, failure to provide firewalls, to separate adjoining building or warehouse. O hindi ka naglagay ng firewalls, within 10 days, kailangan makomply mo yan. Other violation na similar dito, may kinalaman sa construction. Within 15 days, failure to provide, install, and maintain. Ito kasi, mag-i-install ka pa. Mag-i-install. Fire alarm system, hindi ka nakapag-install, provision for confining the fire at its source such as fire system floor slab or roof, curtain boards, and other fire containing or stopping components. Okay? C. An emergency evacuation plan for each floor of the building showing the routes from each room. Diba sabi natin, requirement yan? Medyo marami yung room eh. Sir, ilang araw? Okay, bibigyan kita 15 days. At tandaan mo, luminescent po dapat, photoluminescent, na kahit mamatay ang ilaw, kailangan po siya ay po ay magliliwanag. Properly marked and lighted exits with provision for emergency lights. Okay, number 2, failure to develop and implement fire safety and education programs. Requirement yan sa mga building kasi kasama yan sa FSMR, Fire Safety Maintenance Report. Pinapasa yan. Kailangan kasi recorded yan. Kailangan may develop kayong fire safety. Failure to provide or effect the following: fire protection features. Wala kayong sprinkler, hose box, hose reels, or standpipe system. Termination of all exits in area affording safe passage to a public way or dispersal area. Okay? Stairways, vertical shafts, horizontal exits, and other means of egress. Okay? Sealed from smoke and heat. Hindi ka naglagay ng mga bagay na yan. Okay? Self-closing fire system door. Okay, to corridors. Fire dampers in centralized air conditioning ducts or roof vents for use by firefighters. Yang mga yan, medyo mahirap kasi ilalagay mo pa mismo eh. Diba? Kaya 15 days ang inyo kung binibigay sa inyo. Sir, ang pakiusap ko lang dito, mahirap itong i-memorize pero be familiar. Okay, basahin lang po ulit ng paulit-ulit as well as ano pang gagawin? Sir, ang gawin, basahin, i-familiarize, then, okay, gumamit ng common sense kapag sa examination. Common sense. Ngayon, ano yung penalties natin? Di ba sabi natin, fix ang penalties po natin? Fix po siya. Ngayon, administrative fine not exceeding 50,000 pesos. Pwede. Administrative fine not exceeding 50,000 pesos. Hindi lalagpas ng 50,000. Kahit pa ulit-ulit yung violation. Closure of such building, pwedeng ipasara. If not, if hindi nag-comply. Usually, kung hindi sinunod ang abatement order or hindi nasunod yung nasa affidavit of undertake. Hindi nasunod yung nasa affidavit of undertake. Okay, both such administrative fine and closure to be imposed by the proper authorities, provided that payment of the fine and closure of such building, structures, facilities, and their premises, okay, shall not absolve the violator from correcting the deficiency or abating the fire hazard. Anong ibig sabihin po nito? Simple lamang na hindi naman po ibig sabihin inimposan ka po ng fine ay tinatanggal na rin po yung karapatan sa'yo na i-resolve or i-absolve yung violation. I-correct yung violation. Hindi tinatanggal yung karapatan. Pwede mo pa rin i-check. Pero dahil sa paulit-ulit mo mga ma'am sir na hindi pag-comply, yan ipapasara ka or may fine ka. But it doesn't mean na hindi mo na ito pwede pang hindi mo na ito pwedeng i-correct. Pwede pa rin. Okay? B. Fire safety practitioner who violated any provision of Republic Act 9514 and its IRR through his or her failure to perform duties and responsibilities or who perform any willful act of impropriety or dishonesty in the preparation of FSCR, Fire Safety Compliance Report, Fire Safety Compliance and Commissioning Report, Fire Safety and Maintenance Report shall be penalized by what? Ganito lang, di ba? Ang FSCR, kailangan mo for FSEC, yung building plan mo. FSCCR, kailangan mo for FSIC. Baka kasi mamaya, o gumawa ka nga ng FSCR, nakasama yung building plan, pero nung tinatayo, sir, hindi naman nasunod. Yan. Yan po ay isang dishonesty or impropriety on your part kasi ikaw ang nag-design. Dapat, sir, masusunod yung design. Okay? Ngayon, sir, nagpasa ka ng FSCCR. Okay? Nagpasa ka. na check talagang okay, gumagana yung mga fire protection system nyo. In fact, hindi naman talaga. O sir, dishonesty yan. O anong magiging fine para sa mga fire safety practitioner o yung mga contractor na hinahar nyo? O fine ulit na hindi lalagpas ng 50,000. Dapat palta na to. Masyado nang malaki ang kinikita ng mga contractor sa Pilipinas. And revocation ng COC. Okay? Revocation. Sino nga nag-i-issue nito? Si Chief ng Fire Bureau. Kung sino ang nag-issue, siya rin ang magre-revoke. Okay? Punitive penalties. In case of a willful failure, intentional failure to correct the deficiency or abate the fire hazard as provided in the preceding subsection, the violator shall, upon conviction, be punished by what? O, sir, intentionally hindi mo talaga kinumply yung violation. Okay? Ano po ang mangyayari sa'yo? Hindi na lang fine. Anong sabi? Makukulong ka na. Not less than 6 months, nor more than 6 years. Ibig sabihin, sir, 6 months and 1 day to 6 years. It is what? It is, okay, prison correctional. And by a fine of not more than 100,000 pesos. Okay? Dahil willful ang ginawa mong hindi pag-comply. Both such fine imprisonment provided, however, that in the case of corporation, firm, partnership, or association, the fine or imprisonment shall be imposed upon its official responsible for such violation. And in case the guilty party is an alien, in addition to the penalties herein prescribed, he or she shall immediately be deported. Anong ibig sabihin po na? Paano kapag partnership? Okay? Sino po ba yung responsible for such violation? Example, partnership kami. Okay? Example, halimbawa, ang magka-partner ako at saka po ako po at saka po halimbawa, si Sir Chaps. Partnership po kami. Ngayon, okay, may hinarap po kaming tao. May hinarap po kaming tao. So, yung hinarap po namin tao, mga ma'am and sir, talagang hindi po kinumply yung violation. Siya po ang mananagot, hindi po kami. Kasi siya ang responsible for the violation. Provided finally that where the violation is attended by injury, loss of life, and or, okay, damage to property, the violator shall be proceeded against under the applicable provision of the revised revised penal code. Ibig sabihin, paano kapag ganito? Dahil sa intentional po na failure mo na hindi po mag-comply, ano po ang mangyayari? Simple lang. Instead na managot ka po sa revised fire code, mananagot ka sa revised penal code. Kung may nasugatan dyan, physical injury yan. Kung may namatay, homicide yan. Kung may nasira po dyan, okay, pwedeng reckless imprudence resulting to damage to property po yan. Okay? So, ang i-apply po sa inyo ay RPC, hindi po ang, okay, Republic Act 9514. Okay, sabi pa dito, any person who without authority maliciously removes the sign that a building or structure is a fire hazard or fire trap placed by the authorized person in Republic Act 9514 shall be liable for imprisonment of 30 days and a fine of not exceeding 100,000. Kaya huwag niyong tatanggalin yan, mahal, may kulong na kayo, mahal pa ang fine. Okay, ano pa? Any person who disobeys, okay, the lawful order of the fireground commander during firefighting operation shall be penalized with imprisonment of 1 day to 30 days and a fine of 5,000 pesos. Sino yan? Sinong pwede po dyan? Di yung mga tao, example, mga tao, alis kayo dyan, sabi ni fireground commander, ayaw niyong umalis. O yan, pwede po kayong makasuhan. Makukulong po kayo. Okay? So in all cases mentioned above, regardless of whether the violation is categorized as administrative or punitive. Kasi kanina admin fine lang eh. Ngayon, punitive. May criminal offense na po eh. Punitive. Kasi may pagkakakulong. The city or municipal fire marshal shall have the authority to determine whether a criminal charge is going to be instituted and shall initiate the filing thereof. Si fire marshal pa rin po ang magde-decide kung talagang magfa-file ng criminal complaint po sa inyo. Okay? So sir, yan ay para saan? Sa mga owner, administrator. Okay, sa may mga ari ng building. Sir, paano po yung mga public, okay, officer? Kayo mismo na mga nagpapatupad. Si FSI, plan evaluator. Okay, sir, ano yung mga crimes, crimes ng mga public officer? Okay, crimes by public officer. Sabi dito, The following acts or omission shall render the public officer or employee in charge of the enforcement of Republic Act 9514 and other pertinent laws administratively liable and shall be punished by reprimand. Ano ibig sabihin ng reprimand? Pagagalitan ka lang. Suspension, isususpend ka or i-remove at the discretion of the disciplining authority depending on the gravity of offense. Ibig sabihin, ganito lang yan. Okay, ganito lang. Pagalitan, isuspend o tanggalin mismo sa sorbisyo. Yan ang pwede mangyari sa inyo. Kailan? A. Unjustified failure of the public officer or employee to conduct inspection at least once a year. O kaya requirement yan. Kung FSI ka, kailangan mong gawin yan once a year. Kung hindi mo man po yan gagawin at hindi mo maipaliwanag kung hindi mo ginawa, pwede kang i-reprimand or pwede kang isuspend sa serbisyo. Suspended, hindi naman tanggal. Deliberate failure to put up a sign in front of the building or structure. Ibig sabihin nan, okay, nakita nyo hindi na nga nagko-comply eh. Hindi nga nag-comply doon sa notice to comply after niyang matanggap. Ikaw naman, puta, tinatamad ako pre. Okay, ayaw kong pumunta dyan, tinatamad ako. 'Di ba? So, okay, so sir, ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon ng nagkakaroon po ng, okay, administrative, okay, liability yung atin pong employee, yung atin pong fire safety enforcer. Ano pa? Endorsing to the chief BFP or his or her duly authorized representative the certification or submitting a report that the building or structure complies with the standard set by Republic Act 9514 when the same is contrary to PAC. Gumagawa ka ng report na nagpapatunay na talagang compliant doon sa Republic Act 9514 where in fact hindi naman talaga. Okay, sino yan? Si Chief FSS, si FSI, si Plan Evaluators. Kasi si Plan Evaluators at saka si FSI gumagawa ng report. Kung hindi naman totoo yung report nyo po mga ma'am and sir, simple lang yan. Okay, at na-issuehan po yan ng tinatawag natin sa FSEC or FSIC. At nalaman na hindi naman talaga compliant o kayo mananagot yan, hindi yung may-ari. Issuance or renewal of certificate of occupancy or business permit without the FSIC issued by the chief BFP or his or her duly authorized representative. Usually, yung authorized representative ay sino? Si Par Marshal. Ngayon, sino po ang mananagot dito sa paragraph D? Yung nasa BPLO, nasa LGU. Okay, sir, nag-issue sila ng certificate of occupancy at business permit na wala namang FSIC, requirement yan. Okay? Kaya hindi lang to para sa mga BFP, but also sa mga LKGU. Okay? Now, failure to cancel the certificate of occupancy or business permit after, okay, failure to cancel the certificate of occupancy or business permit, okay, after the owner, administrator, occupant, or other person responsible for the condition of the building, structure, and other premises fails to comply with the notice, okay, or order for compliance. Anong ibig sabihin? Okay? Na anong ibig sabihin po nito? Sabi dito, hindi daw po, okay, hindi daw po kinancel yung certificate of occupancy even though na-inform na po sila na hindi po nagko-comply sa batas. Sino ulit yan? Nasa LGU na naman. Kasi, okay sir, kailangan i-revoke yan kung talagang hindi sumusunod yung mga permits. Failure to abate a public nuisance within 15 days after the owner, administrator, or occupants fails to abate the same. Ibig sabihin, kung hindi po ito, okay, kung hindi po, okay, na-abate talaga nung atin pong administrator, kayo mismong BFP, binibigyan kayo ng 15 days, hindi nyo ginawa. Sir, yan pa. Abusing his or her authority in the performance of his or her duty through acts of corruption or other unethical practices. Anong ibig sabihin na? Ayan. Ayan. Ibig sabihin po nito, mga ma'am and sir, simple lamang na, okay, usually kay city or municipal para marshal po ito, na ang nangyayari, binabayaran na lang yung FSEC, FSIC. Okay? Kung binabayaran na lamang po yan, ayan, kasama ka dyan. Engaging in the preparation and or, okay, sign the FSCR, FSMR or perform any act of impropriety or corruption in relation thereto. Okay? Ibig sabihin, sir, pinirmahan yung FSCR, FSCCR, or FSMR. Ibig sabihin, sinertify nyo, okay to. Na hindi naman talaga. Okay? Nagkaroon ng corruption. Okay? Other willful impropriety or gross negligence in the performance of his or her duty. O yung mga willful, okay, mga maling gawain, others na mga maling gawain. Now, ang tanong, anong parusa? In case of willful violation involving the above-mentioned acts or omission enumerated under Section 11, okay, the public official shall, upon conviction, be punished by imprisonment of not less than 6 months nor more than 6 years. Ibig sabihin, 6 months and 1 day to 6 years. Or a fine of, okay, not more than 100,000 pesos. Or both such fine and imprisonment, provided that where the violation is attended by injury, ganun ulit, ang i-apply po ulit ay RPC. Ganun lamang po siya. Pwedeng fine lang, pwedeng pagkakakulong. Pwedeng fine, pwedeng pagkakakulong because the law uses the word or. Hindi naman end eh. Hindi naman po kasi end. Ang ginamit ay or. So, ibig sabihin, dito, kulong ka na. Kulong ka. Or pwedeng magbayad ka ng fine na 100,000 pesos. Okay? So, yan po ay para saan? Sa mga violations po na tinatawag po natin na mga public officer. Si BFP, si LGU. Sila po yan. Yung nauna po kanina, yaan po ay sa mga building administrator kasama sino? Kasama po yung atin pong mga fire safety practitioner. Kasama po yan. Okay? So, yan po yung mga gusto kong i-point out po sa inyo sa Republic Act 9514. Okay? Ang gusto ko lang po mga ma'am and sir, sana po ay basahin nyo lang po yung mga general requirements and yung division of occupancy simula assembly hanggang pinag-usapan po natin kanina doon sa industrial. Yun po ang basahin nyo. I-apply nyo yung general at saka po yung specific. General requirements, specific requirements sa bawat occupancy. Then, after that, reviewin nyo po itong file na akin pong ginawa, itong Rule 13, kasi dito po maraming tinanong. And also, dito rin po ako nagkamali nung ako po ay nag-take ng FOE ng 2024. Okay? So, sana po ay may tama nyo, especially yung number of days. Kailangan pong matandaan po yung number of days to comply. Okay? So, that would be the coverage ng atin pong discussion for today para po sa araw po na ito. Okay? And yung 3-4 na araw na discussion po natin sa fire suppression kasama po yung revised fire code. So, dyan po commonly kinukuha po yung tanong. So, after this, I'm going to send ko na po yung akin pong presentation with annotation for you to review it at basahin po ng basahin. Ano po? Sige po. So, kung kayo po ay malakas ng foundation sa atin pong general info sa math, sa English, malakas na, ito naman po ang pagpokusan nyo. Kasi 75% po ito ng inyo pong magiging grade sa FO. Okay? So thank you po. Maraming salamat. So tomorrow po we're going to have another class pero it is in the form of Q&A. So kung ano po yung atin pong pinag-usapan po ng 4 na araw, tayo po ay magkakasama. So ilalagay ko po yung sa tanong, then kayo naman po ang sasagot. Katulad po ng ginagawa ko, lagi naman ako nagtatanong sa inyo. Sasagot po ulit po kayo. Okay? So thank you po. Maraming salamat.